Welcome to Own the Chaos. The stock market is crazy and chaotic.
And crash. You son of a...
Oh, God. Hold on. Pause.
Brad and Fat Man Zoom are here to help you own it.
They were targeting Wall Street when they should have been targeting Capitol Hill. They should have been targeting DC. This is the same thing, and this is what people keep missing.
Taking it to the suits, being relatable and hilarious.
You bought GameStop at 400, didn't you? To the moon, baby. To the moon.
Get ready to own the chaos in 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Own the Chaos. My name is Brad. Fat Man Zoom will be here, but the stock market is crazy and chaotic, and it is on absolute fire today yet again.
I'm here.
Fat Man Zoom, what's up, baby?
What's up, people? I am back for another one, live from New York.
Bro, my whole account's up 10% today. After I got bludgeoned. After I got bludgeoned yesterday, the whole account's up 10%.
You know what? I looked at the market early, right after open. I haven't looked at it again. I've been running around doing nonsense errands, but let me see where I'm at. Who's your big winner for the day?
The biggest winner I have for the day, let me check. It is probably Penn. Honestly, they're all up. So Penn, it's a tie between Penn, Drive Shack, and OIH. I'm up 5% on all of those, you know, in each position. Pretty crazy day. Penn's having a phenomenal day. It's at $69. It's about ready to pop back over 70. And even Airbnb is approaching $140 after touching the 130 bottom yesterday. Had a nice little double bottom yesterday, held it really well, and that looks awesome today as well. We kind of called this happening, though. I mean, with the crazy drawdown yesterday and a lot of the panic selling, We had a pretty good feeling that there was going to be a pretty decent bounce today. I don't know if I expected this kind of bounce, though.
I certainly did not. I'm up 7% on the day.
Hell yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out how your numbers work. If you don't have a position that has over 10%, how are you up more?
What do you mean?
The same with mine too, because mine's like that. And I don't know. Maybe I'm totally ignorant. But like, if I have a bunch of stocks that are all like up 3%, 5%, 2%, how does all of them collectively up more than my highest?
Because it's your percentage of the position, not your account.
Oh, but I thought the day's P&L was based on the account. It's not?
Yeah, the day's P&L is based on all accumulatively, yeah. But if you're up 10% on Apple, it doesn't mean that you're up 10% on your account necessarily.
No, I know, but I don't think it should, like, whatever your highest percentage, it should never be more than your highest percentages. That's what I'm saying. If I'm up on 10% Apple, I wouldn't expect my whole account to be up. That's why I don't understand.
Yeah.
There's something I'm missing because my account's the same way. I'm up 7%. How? None of my positions, one of them's up 11%, but not, they're all up like 5%, but yet my whole day P&L is 7%.
Yeah, because I mean, again, I think it has to do with the positions and your overall account being two different things. But I will say that Webull is a little confusing when it comes to that side. I'm just trying to figure that out. I just pay attention to the whole daily P&L, and I don't even bother with anything else. It seems like that's the easiest way to go about doing it.
Help us, people. I'm sure you guys know. You guys know what I'm saying. What's the answer there?
Anyways, do you have the top five ready to go, or the starting five ready to go?
Yep. Starting five today are Sam Cisneros, John Schreiber, Mysterious Gal, Sean Ethier, and Jason Padilla. You are our starting five.
If you guys don't know what the starting five is and you're just tuning in, those are the first five guys or ladies that tune into the chat. And so those are our starting five. Man.
I got the answer.
Okay.
Yes, thank you. Who is this? This is
Sean Dupuis.
This looks to be the right answer. Scott Sherwood. It's because you're trading on margin, but your value, right? That makes sense.
Yeah.
So when you take the margin out, you have a certain amount that is yours, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah,
it's unrealized, but it's yours. But since you're trading with margin, there's more. Thank you so much. Now it makes sense to me. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate that. And absolute value, Mark Peach as well. So, that'd have been stressing me out. But, bro, we have a lot of topics to go over today.
We do. Can I get you to scooch? Can you see yourself in the camera there? Can I get you to scooch over a little bit?
Yeah, I think I need to go.
Yeah. There we go. Yep, that's perfect.
Cool. I guess I could have moved my camera as well.
Yeah, it's all good. Speaking of topics, you want me to go ahead and hit up the thumbnails?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. You want to toss the titles at me, and I can do them from here?
Yes. We'll start with Blue Origin penis rocket to space. Next one we have is, Tesla EV semi-trucks finally in production. I have Salesforce and Slack consummate their partnership. And there might be a bonus one. I'm not even gonna give you the title, but bonus one.
Bonus one? Oh, I gotta look this way.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
All right.
Hands on face.
Speaking of Claudia, I see she's the one that said hands on face. She donated again to to onlychaos.com. So thanks so much, Claudia. You are a regular donor of the channel. We certainly appreciate it. If you guys ever want to do that, you can certainly go to ownthechaos.com. You can see the link down in the description there, and you can donate to the channel that way, or you can donate right here through the super chat. You guys can see I actually added this up. I've been getting fancy, Fat Man. So we can see right up here, Shane Haley was our last donor, our last super chat donor. And also we have our crew members as well. If you hit the join button next to subscribe, your name will come up there. And you'll get our alerts are back. Stone Cold Steve Austin's going to welcome you back into the crew. Guys, we're bringing it all back, baby.
I got a little present for everybody. So I'm in New York visiting relatives. And the one thing you do when you visit relatives is you see a lot of old pictures.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring this to you guys. This right here. That's Fat Man Zoom.
Oh, yeah.
Pudgy edition. Yeah, boy.
Jesus, that looks just like Mini Zoom.
Does it?
With short hair. Yep.
A little Q-tip top.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Before you get into your topic, because I just have a quick question.
Yeah.
And this is probably what in a lot of people's mind is we had a great bounce back, which we anticipated a bounce back, maybe more than we thought, but it's still, we expected a green day.
Yep.
Alcoa did really well. It was up like 11%. So I assume most materials did well. Is that right?
Yeah, most of the materials are doing pretty well. Let me see about Cleveland Cliffs is up 4% right now too. So yeah, back up over $20 a share.
So I think the question is, and what a lot of people are asking in the chat is, okay, so what for the rest of the week? Do you think this is something that we'll see some continuation, or you think this is a one-day type of thing? Because this is a big move.
Yeah, it's for sure a big move. And I think that the realistic, expectation is that we could have a relatively decent pullback. Remember, this is the July choppiness that we've been seeing essentially all month. I mean, it was 2 Fridays ago that my account was up 6-7%, and then for the next week following it came down another 10%. So, and then yesterday was like a awful day. It was a horrible day, and then today it's just an amazing day. So don't be surprised if we see selling tomorrow, but I would be encouraged, especially if we see some more really positive earnings come through Fat Man Zoom between today and tomorrow and the rest of the week and leading into next week, which is a really big week. Maybe this could be the start. And I jokingly said maybe IBM could be the start of this, and not knowing what kind of day we were going to have today. But this could be the start of a continued rally. Or I would feel a lot better if we actually just consolidated tomorrow, maybe even the rest of the week. I'd be comfortable with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I would have felt a little bit more confident if it was like, a slightly green day. Things were up 1%, 1.5%.
Right.
The monster move. I would be fine with sort of like a break-even day tomorrow. Would give me confidence about moving forward.
Yep, me too. Some consolidation for the next leg up would be perfect.
I do want to call out a couple stocks. Like, did you make any moves or do anything to your account?
I made 0 moves today. I'm still on cruise control, man.
I will say Nvidia was an interesting one, and I just want to call that out really quick because they did have their stock split.
Yep.
Adjusted right around when we say it's 187 now a share. It did come down kind of how we thought. It was green pre-market, went red upon open, but it actually is clawed back pretty nicely. However, I just want to say my thought process is the same. This doesn't necessarily yet make me feel confident about it staying up here. I think if it goes into next week and it's still around this range, I would be confident. But I wouldn't say just because it ends flat today. If anything, it ended flat with everything else being green, hella green.
Yeah.
I still am a little bit worried about that move down. So I know I told you guys that I was considering getting into Nvidia. I'm going to still wait because I still think there's going to be a move down for Nvidia. So I just wanted to provide the update on that.
Yeah, I think that we could either see some sideways movement or a turn down. And again, looking at the chart here, we talked about this yesterday and even on Stockwatch Sunday. Areas to watch for on a pullback, if this indeed does take place, would be at 176. That is the 50-day moving average. And then we are still watching this 200-day. I'm not saying that it's going to for sure retest that, but the 200-day is way down from where it's currently trading at $146 a share, right around where we expected it to. We said 150, so our calculations were a little bit off, but pretty damn close. So I think that those are two areas that I would watch out for, because if it does break the 50-day, I think that there could be some more downside risk for Nvidia. Now, we still love the company, and Fat Man Zoom and I will emphatically say how much we love Nvidia. It just, every stock sometimes gets ahead of itself, and it just seems like Nvidia did that all based off of hype surrounding around the split.
Yeah, and that's all stock split is. It doesn't fundamentally change anything with the company. It's not a true catalyst. It's temporary. It does offer more potential buyers, but that's about it. So stay tuned for that. We'll certainly keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of topics, guys. Make sure you stick around after the bell, because we do have earnings. We have United. We have I just forgot them. United.
Netflix.
We have Chipotle, and which one am I missing?
Netflix.
Got it. Okay, cool. So we have those. So we're going to watch those. What's the first topic you got?
The first topic I got, man, real quick before I get into it, I just wanted to welcome Daniel Camarena. We haven't talked to him in a while, but he keeps tuning in from the FedEx warehouse. I just wanted to shout him out. But my first topic for the day is the penis rocket. Has anybody actually taken a really close look at this thing? It looks like a big giant penis. And if you have if you guys have ever seen Austin Powers, that's all I can ever think of when I see this Blue Origin rocket. But nevertheless, the richest man in the world went into space today, suborbit, if you will. And they've been throwing shots at Virgin Galactic, saying that Virgin Galactic didn't really go into space, and they did. But that is neither here nor there. I really kind of wanted to give my perspective on just this whole thing. Virgin Galactic, their mission, or I guess the reason that they're looking to, break into space a little bit, it has a lot to do with the space tourism. And we talked about that last week, about how Virgin Galactic is going to change the way, or looking to change the way that people fly to other places on Earth. They could use this suborbital way of traveling to get to the other side of the world so much faster. And we're talking, just a few hours, or maybe just an hour, depending on where you're flying to, versus the 8 to 10, maybe even 12 hours it takes to traditionally do so. And so that is definitely something that I think I could get behind as far as the concept's concerned. And obviously they've been able to put that into I don't know, they've been able to make that happen, especially when it comes to coming back down into Earth. You look at how that whole process works, Fat Man Zoom, and they're essentially going up in a plane and they're coming down in a plane. This thing with Blue Origin's a little bit different. Their mission type is crewed by suborbital space flight, and they want to make access to space cheaper and more reliable through reusable launch vehicles, i.e. the rocket that they flew up into, the penis rocket. And so that's a little bit different, because you're being shot up into space. It's an 11-minute trip versus the 1 hour plus that you're going to be in the Virgin Galactic plane. And you're being shot up in a rocket, and then you're dropping back down in a capsule, kind of like what we saw, the older like Apollo missions and that sort of thing. So you're basically just going up into space to enjoy space, where it seems like Virgin Galactic is more along the lines of like, suborbital space travel, and how you're gonna get to point A to point B quicker. And then there's SpaceX. They want to colonize Mars, essentially. So these are the three, I guess, arguably, most notable companies that are looking to, get their hands on space travel one way or the other. But Fat Man Zoom, as far as it's the main companies that they're involved in, you got Virgin Galactic with Richard Branson. You have Jeff Bezos, the richest man in the world, with Amazon. You obviously have Elon Musk involved with SpaceX, but it also impacts Tesla. And I think that this is the biggest key here. This is just a giant, for me, I think this is just a giant way to advertise their main companies. I mean, do you think that this actually hurts? I think this helps Amazon more than anything. I almost feel like that the reason that Jeff Bezos retired and stepped down as CEO was just in case something happened to him on this thing. It maybe wouldn't hurt Amazon as much. I mean, it just seems kind of crazy, but it seems like a wild way to market your brands.
I think it's a genius way to market your brands. I do think it actually only helps companies, obviously, unless something bad happens.
Yeah.
But it was a successful flight. And you look at SpaceX, the astronauts had drove in Teslas.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's just another way to advertise, promote, market your company. I think it's cool. I think it's different. I don't think it amounts to much other than brand visibility. But I do think Jeff did step down. Jeff, like I know the guy. Jeff Bezos did step down because of the risk. And could you imagine if something happened to him and he was still the CEO?
Oh my God, yeah.
That would have been devastating to the stock.
Yeah.
So I agree with you. Great to see, awesome to see. And I think they're going to be doing things to benefit their companies in the future, all of them. So I'm excited about it. Kudos to all of them. But
out of the three, what do you think, I guess, has the most benefit or gets SpaceX, you think so? Because
as far as the impact on their company?
The impact on their company, but also like how it's going to revolutionize space travel. Like,
yeah,
the biggest, I guess, I don't know, the biggest name that comes out of this, I actually think that it could potentially be Virgin Galactic, only because they're trying to commercialize it versus the other two, whereas they're kind of a little bit more along the lines of, I guess, recreational purposes in Blue Origin. At least that's what it seems like to me. And with SpaceX, it seems a little bit more exploratory, which obviously doesn't seem like it would have a huge, I guess, wouldn't bring in a lot of money, that's for sure. Probably wouldn't bring in any money. And then you have Virgin Galactic, which I think probably has the highest probability of profitability, even though I don't know if any of them actually, become profitable at any point in time.
Yeah, I don't know if they do become profitable, but I'm sorry, I thought you were going to say which one has the biggest impact on the partner company. So like SpaceX,
that's another good
I think
question.
would have the greatest impact on Tesla.
Yeah, I do too. I think that's for sure.
Who wins? I don't know, but certainly cool stuff. It's great to be a part of it, to see this kind of stuff. And it 100% looks like a penis, no doubt about that. Ivan Broski, just the tip comes down in the parachute. That's all you need, just the tip. Just see how it feels. All right, moving on.
There's an 80-year-old woman in the tip.
Guys, this has been a long time coming, but the Slack and Salesforce merger is finally going through. That will be happening tomorrow. The DOJ approved the merger, green lighted it to go. You read the articles, and it's really about Slack getting the infrastructure and CRM, getting the right partner for them to really take on Microsoft. And I mentioned this in our watches earlier. I think that software piece, that collaborative tool piece is there for the taking. We like Microsoft for other reasons, but we think they do a very poor job in those lanes as far as the collaborative tools. We think they're shit. And the software. So, the software's okay, but they haven't done a great job outside of like the cloud growth piece.
Yeah.
And so we'll see what happens. But I'm excited about this acquisition. Initially, it wasn't really met positively with the market. Some could say it was overpaid. It also was timing. It was right before really the growth tech pandemic stocks had started downtrending again. So maybe the timing was poor. But we've been waiting for this forever. I'm excited about it. Although I may not love Slack, I like Slack better as a partner of Salesforce. Salesforce is best in class. I think this is awesome. I love this play. Salesforce has been running pretty nicely, but why don't you give a technical breakdown of Salesforce? And the question I have for you is Salesforce a buy? Because I still love Salesforce.
Yeah, Salesforce has done a really good job here at just making an amazing comeback. And they've broken over the $234 resistance, had a huge move up to $253, and then came back down when the rest of the market got choppy. But it was one of the very few green stocks yesterday. And today, obviously, it's very green, up 1.6% on the day. Was up higher than that earlier today. And I think that this should continue to roll. I mean, we go back when this was first entered into the S&P 500, and I think that it could potentially reach back to those highs. We go all the way back here. So the first area of resistance, I think you can see before where the consolidation lied here at around 245. And I think that is probably stands to reason that we need to retest that area in order to maybe establish continued momentum. And then again, it's going to be remet around 253, 250, somewhere around there before we start to see this continue and maybe make a run towards all-time highs that we saw back in September of last year. So Salesforce has been super undervalued for a very long time. The Slack deal, maybe it's a catalyst for it to maybe see this thing surging up even higher. But yeah, man, I mean, it seems kind of crazy to me to see how beaten down I got over the last several months. And but it's good to see that it's finally starting to move. It's up over the 250-day moving averages, sitting right in the middle of the RSI. So no need to worry about overbought or oversold situations either. So this just looks great, man. It's a really nice setup.
Yeah, stay tuned on that. And the thing to remember about Salesforce is on their mergers and acquisition side, they're great at identifying great companies. And I think that whatever they have in store for Slack should be a value add for Salesforce. So stay tuned with that. Yeah.
All right. So my next thing was, it was going to be AMC, and it's up another 26% here. On the day, which has been pretty wild. And I wanted to bring up AMC because Jim Cramer really kind of raked the apes, quote unquote, over the coals here yesterday on national television. He basically made fun of them all, and then got upset when people were attacking him on Twitter. It's like, what did you think was going to happen? I actually retweeted that whole altercation with them because I was listening to Mad Money when it all went down. I was like, what the fuck is he saying? We've always on this channel tried to be clear about how you handle stocks and how you don't handle them emotionally. And we've got emotional responses from people when we said that it was too high or it was continuing to go up, and we're like, let's not get way too ahead of ourselves. And people would still come at us like crazy. We never directly went after AMC holders like that, and I'm not going to, because we represent people like that, the retail traders. But I do want to exercise caution here. I mean, the stock is up another 25%, and I know what's going to happen. This is going to fuel the quote-unquote apes and the retail traders into thinking that they're going to be able to get all their money back, especially with those who bought this up in the $60, $70, even $50 range. Even with it being at $43, it's still down 40% from its all-time highs. I just don't know how this continues to roll from here. I mean, you look at the chart, and the risk here is still very much an issue. If you lost money on this, or if you haven't yet taken profits, I think that there's definitely a case that you can make for those profits to be taken now. This could potentially be your day to take them, especially if you got this low and you were worried about, losing any more money. Today, with it being up 26%, it's crazy to me to see how high this still is. Pre-pandemic, and people can tell me the fundamentals don't matter, and maybe they don't, but I think that at the end of the day they'll end up catching up with themselves. The market cap pre-pandemic was super low on this thing, way lower than what it was. And the whole argument with the short squeeze, that there's still plenty of short sellers to squeeze out of this thing. The squeeze hasn't even happened. That's also not true. The amount of shorts, the shares that were shorted, over 25% of those short sellers are gone. They wiped them out. So it's like, you guys already won. If you haven't taken any profits, then you might want to consider doing that. And I'm just saying consider, because there's a lot of people that I've seen that just straight up whole account AMC, and that's just not the way to go about doing it if you want to last longer than 5 minutes. I mean, can you hold on to AMC for a little while with some of the shares? Sure, especially if you've doubled. Why not just take the amount of money that you've put into it and then use that money somewhere else? And before I get into some of the stocks that I think might be worth taking some of those profits and putting into Fat Man Zoom, I just kind of wanted to get your take on this, because now it's up another 26% today.
There's a space for it for people to play that, and it would have obviously yesterday, when we see a market move like this, where it's a huge market move, the volatility of it doesn't surprise me that meme stock will move that much. Yeah, 26%. Holy, that's crazy. Yeah, but it's all about attention. And Jim Cramer, while there's what he's saying, I understand why he's saying it, but now you're just bringing more attention back to AMC, which means people, when they have that attention, it only bodes well for the meme stocks. But we've echoed these sentiments. Just as long as you know the risk in it, long as it's a spec play like anything else. I actually like it better than GameStop. Both of them are very challenging.
Yeah.
But at least there are people going into AMCs. I look at GameStops and nobody's even in GameStop. So at least I'm like, well, maybe they'll do something. But man, it's understand your motives going into it. If you're just getting into it because you're trying to prove a point and you don't have an exit strategy, that's not a seat I want to be sitting in.
Yeah, I mean, if fundamentals don't matter, then why did it sell off the day that Disney came out with their streaming numbers for the Black Widow? If fundamentals don't matter, then why did it bother selling off over the last couple of weeks when there was fear of the Delta variant? Why did it come down with everything else? And so, I think that there's a lot less diamond-handed apes out there than people might think there are. And so I just feel like you don't want to be the last one that's holding the rotten egg at this point. So, again, not saying that you can't play it or that you can't be in it, but maybe just make sure that you're managing the risk, because I still see a lot of people out there that are just thinking this thing's going to 100K. Just to give you perspective, AMC was never valued higher than $3.8 billion market cap. Back then it was profitable, actually was turning a profit, had far less debt than it does now, and has controlled its film exclusive. It was exclusive to just having
exclusivity.
Thank you, Jesus. Still just having to just compete with themselves as far as films are concerned. Now they're competing with streaming services like Disney and HBO Max. So there's it's a lot different dynamic, and I'm not saying that AMC can't go higher. It's just be careful with this thing. As far as stocks to buy that have been beaten down that you could take those profits in AMC and turn into, I mean, look no further than something like anything in the gaming industry right now that's gotten beaten down over the last several days. And I don't have to mention Penn National. We can look at MGM. That thing's gotten completely beaten down. It is super low from where it was, and it's finally started to move back up, making its way back up over its $40 resistance. There's plenty of upside here still with sports betting and with people coming back into the casinos. I really like MGM, especially to grab onto this dip. There's tons of potential here with MGM. The next one I think that, and this is Own the Chaos favorite, that maybe a lot of people that are trading in AMC don't realize exists, and that's Drive Shack. Look how far this has come down. It's resting at its 200-day moving average. It's a nice, sweet-looking penny stock. We've talked about this one before, but it's a direct competitor to Topgolf. In a market where there aren't very many competitors to Topgolf, this definitely seems to be one that could be a contender. It's been pulled back. We've seen a lot of institutions come in here and buying this up. We've talked about the Rory McIlroy and the $10 million deal that they have with him and his investment in this company. So I think that this is another perfect opportunity. If you want to get into something cheap that's a penny stock, this is one that we certainly love. And if you want something that has tons of upside that could potentially double, look no further than Spirit Air Systems. Spirit Air System has also pulled back around 20-25% as a result of this insane pullback that we saw with the rest of the market. And I think that this is one that could potentially have another nice bull run. It came down and retested that 200-day moving average. And if we break this back out to the weekly chart, look at the upside this has. There's tons of upside here that could potentially double or more on this stock as things reopen. And so there's plenty of other reopening plays as well. And I just think that there's a lot of things that you can do with the money that you made with AMC. Again, that's Drive Shack, which again is valued around $258 right now, has had highs recently of around $4 a share, and then MGM again, which is pulled back considerably. We love the gaming industry. You could really look at any of them that have been beaten down over the last several weeks that are going to be good buys with plenty of upside still.
Love those stocks, guys, and make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for stocks just like that. We're talking about top stocks all the time.
Yep.
With that being said, the market is now closed, moving our eyes towards earnings. So like we said, we have Netflix, United, and Chipotle. There's other ones, but those are the kind of the top three we're watching. Where do you want to start?
I just want to start with real quick the overall market. Right now, the S&P 500 closed the day up 1.5% at 64, almost 65 points. The Dow was up 550 points. Actually had a little bit of a pullback from where it was as its high for the day, but still an amazing day. And the Nasdaq's up 1.5% too. Really great day across the board. Hopefully it sticks. But let's go ahead and hit it up. Netflix. What we got with Netflix?
Is out.
Netflix is out.
Sorry. I was actually pulling up the article. 297. They missed. Consensus was 316. Came in at 297. Trying to find revenue. 1.54 million ads, which is up from last earnings, but still far below what it needs to be.
Yeah. Currently down over 4% after hours right now, and hit as low as 496 after closing the day at 531. Pretty crazy drop off for Netflix, but this is pretty typical. It's always volatile one way or the other with Netflix after earnings. So this is not really a surprise to see this significant drop off here.
They slightly beat on sales. So sales revenue expectations was 7.32 billion, came in at 7.34. You can't miss. You can't miss earnings.
No, especially if you're a FANG stock.
Oh, my apologies. So looks like paid streaming additions for Q3. So I was wrong, 1.5. So that was last quarter, 1.5, which they beat their estimates, but it was still really low. Looks like they estimated 5.86 million net adds for subscribers, and they only got 3.5, which is a huge miss.
Yeah.
You can't miss on that, and you definitely can't miss like that ugly. So that's tough.
This was an expectation, though. We kind of thought that Netflix was going to have a tough quarter this quarter. And we talked about this on Stockwatch Sunday about this would be one to just certainly watch and wait and see what happens after earnings, because we think that the following quarter, the quarter that we're in right now, and the quarter after that, could be really good for Netflix, and they could have a really nice comeback after people are basically done with vacations and that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think this could be a really good opportunity for Netflix if it continues to come down lower and ends up having a pretty bad day tomorrow.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I want to make sure I say this correctly. So the way these are coming in was a little bit misunderstood.
That's all good.
So it was for quarter two, which was this earnings report, that they came in above expectations, which was 1.54 million subscribers. It's above the 1.12 million. The expectation, so their guidance forward, was that they would get 5.86 million for Q3. They actually only guided for 3.5 million. So that sucks for now, but if they actually come in at 5 million next quarter, that actually could be a potential opportunity upside. But for the short term, I'd hang on with Netflix.
Yeah, just
hang on tight.
Just continues to play into that narrative that we think that this quarter, maybe even the next, are going to be good. That's setting the bar pretty low for them, I feel like, to set that outlook.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why. Like, we got to hear what's going on. But yeah, it looks like people are saying that's really the big piece that, they did miss on earnings per share, but not sure how much that matters. But when you're talking about subscribers, that always gets people a little freaked out. I'm not sure why the estimates were so high. Maybe because of the original content.
Yeah.
But 5 million's high. From 1 million, 1.12 to then guide to 5 million. That seems like, or to estimate to 5 million. That seems a little weird.
Yeah.
But it gives them an opportunity to outperform, which will be good.
Yeah, I agree. I think that if they set the bar low here, then I think that, they have the opportunity to surprise some people. So we'll see how this shakes out. But so far it's down pretty considerably, around almost 3.5% to your after hours.
I am excited. I know United Health will give us an indication for Southwest, the airlines as a whole.
United Airlines.
I'm really excited about Chipotle. What?
You said United Health. Sorry,
United Airlines. Did you hear what I said in the second part?
About being excited about Chipotle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I'm really excited about Chipotle and their earnings. And I expect a monster here.
Yeah. So right now, United Airlines is up 0.5%. And then Chipotle right now is down just around 0.25%. So no real reaction from either one of these just yet. We're going to continue to wait on earnings from them. But while we do, why don't you guys hit the like button so far? We got 130 of you guys hanging out in here and 36 likes. All week so far, we've been trying to get over 80 likes. So let's try to achieve that goal. Yesterday, we got to over 100 before the stream was over. I'm still going to hold you guys to the 80. So if we get 80 likes this stream, we certainly would appreciate that. It just continues to show support for the channel and gets our content out there. So we appreciate you guys, and especially those of you from the crew. Just like that. You start asking for it, and the likes just go right on up.
Sleepy Hippo, doesn't Netflix typically set the bar low on Outlook? Not that much.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not great on outperforming earnings. They also have two co-CEOs, which I absolutely hate. So who knows how they try to do things. But I think they've been setting the bar low only because who knows how reopening is. And they had such a monster year last year. So
yeah.
I think most companies try to set it. I mean, you try to set it so you can beat.
Right. Oh, I like this comment. What is this? Beka Twoon says if CMG announced a split, it's going Blue Origin.
Yeah.
Do you think that that Chipotle could eventually announce a split here sometime soon in the near future?
Maybe a 2-for-1. Not sure why.
Yeah.
Anybody could announce a split. Not sure why. Or I guess maybe you could argue 4-to-1, but I don't know if you would want it to split to go down that low because I think it could get scary if it's below $100 a share. But maybe anybody's game.
They have a very small float. The share structure is very tiny, as you can see here on the chart here. This is a 5-minute, so it's a pretty small float. So I think there's definitely room for them to do a split, just to kind of have more shares to float around. But here we go.
They've never had a stock split in their history, so if they do, it could be huge.
Yeah, right now it is starting to really climb here. Now just shot up over $1,600 a share. It's up 2% here after hours. So looks like the assumption here is that the earnings are out.
Let's go.
Still moving here. Boner candles around. Looks like it's going full Blue Origin as is.
All right, here we go. They beat. Ooh, nice. By $1. Damn. Earnings per share is estimated at $6.46. They came in at $7.46. They beat on revenue slightly. 1.88 estimates. Came in at $1.9 billion on revenue. I'm going to pull up what we had on Sunday, what estimate I had on Sunday.
Yeah, this is a huge move for Chipotle. Man, people just continue to go out and eat at this place. It's crazy. And again, like I said, what helps this stock out too is just the small share structure that it has. Obviously, relative to price, it's small, but if you want to look at a potential split candidate, this certainly would be one. But low volume, one way or the other. This is a double-edged sword. Obviously, if there's a lot of volume, to the sell side, it's much more volatile, but same thing to the upside here. And that's what continues to help Chipotle too, as far as the price is concerned. It doesn't take a whole lot of buying to get this thing to continue to move up. So yeah, this is still rocking and rolling. It's up 2.5% here after hours and still climbing here. Wow. What a move from Chipotle.
This thing's a beast, man. That's a great company. Sad I'm not in this.
I know. I know. I forgot all about it.
Who is this? Troy Gates asked AMC. Oh, sorry. Mario Alvarez, the thoughts on Snap this week. Guys, if you want to know about any of our earnings, we actually, if you go back to Stockwatch Sunday, we broke down pretty much most of the earnings that are going on this week. Any of the important ones that we saw value in. Snapchat was one of the top 5. And I think wasn't there a video we came out with on Monday that had Snapchat in it or no?
Yeah. So Sunday, Stockwatch Sunday, and then we had we didn't have a clip for Snapchat on Monday, but Stockwatch Sunday, it was one of our stocks to watch for the week. So I like Snap. I love the stock, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this moves after earnings come out on Thursday. Chipotle, bro, it's still rolling here. 1654 after closing the day at 1579. It is up almost 5% in after hours trading. This is unbelievable.
I love it.
Holy shit. Wow. What a move. United Airlines is still waiting on their earnings to come out as well. No word on those just yet. But if you guys are just tuning in, we're covering the Netflix earnings, which they came in and didn't have a great outlook here. And so that's why we're seeing them sell off after hours. Right now, it's still only down around 2%, but it was down much further than that. So it's starting to claw its way back. And then Chipotle smashed earnings for another quarter and is continuing to climb here with really no pullback whatsoever on the 5-minute chart here, and is now up 4.65% and climbing, still rolling here, almost up $100 a share from where it closed out on the day. This is crazy. I'm gonna get our sound bites back. We'll get them back. See somebody in the chat talking about it. We're 10 away from 80 likes, guys. If you could if you can get to that like button, smash it, caress it, love it, hug it, kiss it, whatever you want to do, whatever you're into these days. Just hit it for us. We certainly would appreciate it.
Juan Pablo said Netflix is coming back. Is it trying to stage a comeback?
Yeah, it's trying to claw its way back here. It's down only 1% now, so starting to make a move back up. We'll see if it starts to turn green, but it is trying to claw its way back. It was down as low as 496 after closing the day at 531, and now sitting at 531. So it's just barely red now here for the moment. We'll see if this starts to turn green. I wonder if there's something in those earnings or perhaps the earnings call that's getting people excited and want to buy this thing.
Yeah, I'm checking Twitter land, seeing if there's anything that came up as far as Netflix is concerned.
Ruel Black, what's up, my man? Haven't seen you in a minute, bro. Hope you're well. He says he caressed the like button. I appreciate that.
Yeah, there's really nothing outside that it said.
Yeah, this just could be some wild options action or what have you. Sometimes that happens in after hours trading, but this is pretty crazy. It's trying to call its way back. We'll see if it does it. Chipotle, after having a monster quarter, also holding up really well. It is pulling back just a little bit. It had highs of 16.59 after hours. It was up almost 5% and is pulling back just a little bit, but just every metric they could have come in and beat, they did as far as Chipotle is concerned. And investors are loving this here after hours. This is wild.
Yeah, revenue increased 38%. Comp sales increased 31.2%, which is great. Digital sales grew 10.5%. So digital sales accounted for 48.5% of revenue.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. The other earnings call we're watching is United Airlines. Nothing out for them just yet. They might take a little bit, so we might have to give our reaction for that tomorrow. We'll give it a few more minutes and see how that plays out, but nothing from them just yet.
Speaking of tomorrow, pre-market, we have a bunch of earnings. We have Coke, Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, Verizon, ASML, Harley-Davidson, amongst others.
Yeah, some really big hitters tomorrow as well. It's going to be a good day. Should be a good day.
And there's not really a lot not really ones we care about after hours, but
yeah.
We'll still be live tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. Eastern time, guys. Make sure you tune in.
All right. I think that's going to do it for us, guys. We hit our 84 likes. We certainly appreciate you guys hitting the thumbs up. We passed our 80 like goal. Certainly, thanks for your support. We appreciate it. If you guys want to further support the channel, make sure you're hitting the join button next to subscribe. If you see at the top of the screen, it looks like Jose was our last crew member to join the crew, and he gets a daily watch list from us. It's full detailed. He also gets access to our Discord group, and if he's in level 2, he also gets access to my portfolio, our Chaos Crew portfolio, as well as trade alerts. All that stuff you get for a low price, $4.99, and then level 2 is just $10 a month. So if you guys want to support the channel, the studio you see behind me here, we certainly would appreciate it if you hit that join button. Fat Man Zoom, that's going to do it for me. Thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. Go CMG.
Bye.
Peace. Bye, bitches. Bitches, bye.